That's so great. You should walk behind me in just a second after I tell my story. Surprise live. So I just had to tell a story and share a response that I had instead of a reaction that I had just a few minutes ago with Emily and her friend at Rallies on Pleasure House in Independence. Again, my response, not reaction. So Emily wanted to say, hey. So anywho, I ordered food, and when I got all of our food, that noise is Emily scrunching that thing back up. When I got the food, I noticed that my drink was missing and one of the sandwiches was missing. And I stayed cool, and the lady asked me to just pull around a little bit, because if you're familiar with Rallies on Pleasure House, it's not very big. So usually when you come out of it, you go out and you can turn right. So instead, I pulled up and went around, and she asked me to just wait right there by the window. And then a few moments later, someone who was behind me started honking his horn because he, I guess, wanted to turn left, not onto Independence yet, but to go towards CVS. And so I scooted up a little bit so he could get past me, and I've got 2 teenage girls in my car and me eating ice cream while we waited for our food, just la la la. And my window is open, and so as he passes me, he says, I'm only going to repeat this in front of my kid because she heard it herself. He says, "You dumb, stupid bitch. Get the fuck out of the way." And so every ounce of my soul wanted to go ahead and open the door and explain to him in the nicest ladylike manner why I was right there. Okay, but I didn't. I just let him pass, and I just sat there and I stared at him, like stared, no sunglasses on, and stared and stared and stared at him. And he goes to the light at CVS. This jerk turned right onto Independence. So he could have come out of the drive-thru and turned right on Independence, but he didn't. First, he called me a stupid bitch, among some other things, in front of 2 young ladies. And so, yes, where he was at the light waiting, I kept staring and staring and just waiting and staring at him. And I bet that was the longest red light he had ever sat at in his life. And I was staring. And then as he turned right on Independence, because he could have done that, 5 minutes prior, I kept staring at him, and guess what? He smiled. So the point of the story is I was with 2 young girls, and I wanted to show them that first, we don't react to people like that. I can tell you flat out, he's not from Virginia Beach. But you don't react to people like that. You don't know what kind of situation you can instigate. And something my father taught me growing up is, and I hope it makes sense to you, is if you stir shit, it stinks. And how I'll explain that is it's a hot day. It's a hot, hot day. Pile of dog shit. Doesn't smell so bad if it hasn't been messed with. It's just a pile of dog shit. If you go around and stir up that dog shit, it's going to stink. So if you stir shit, it stinks. And so my moral of the story is I showed these 2 girls that he was not going to get me to respond to him by calling him a lot of names. And I bet you I could call him more names than he could call me, but I didn't. Instead, I made eye contact and let him know that his words were heard, made him accountable for it. It wasn't like he got to drive by and flick me off and just keep driving. That jackwagon had to sit at a red light in a CVS parking lot with my eyeballs on him. So, it could have turned out much uglier if I'd let his words get to me. If I was like, oh my gosh, this stranger thinks that I'm a stupid bitch. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Instead, I was so calm. And the last thing I said to the girls was, that's how you handle a jackass. So, guys out there, when you have a little temper tantrum, don't cuss out a car of young ladies. Whoa. That was Larry's phone. That was loud. Do not cuss out a car of young ladies. Larry, say hi.
Hello.
Okay, so that's my cue. Gotta go. I brought the rallies home. Bye.
Come here, Bob.